So, hi everyone, and welcome back to MetaOS. So, in today's lecture, we are going to learn what is a GraphQL. So, basically, आपको पता होगा REST APIs क्या होते हैं. You might already know what is REST API. So, basically, we have this entire comparison between GraphQL, whether to go with GraphQL or with REST API. So, if I want to tell, in a REST API, you have certain different endpoints for different models. Okay, so different models के लिए you have different endpoints URLs. Okay, जिसमें आपका base host name वगैरह same रहता है, but /country/city/states like that. But in GraphQL, you have only one endpoint, and then you can, using this special query system, you can grab the data, and then also you can modify it. So you can also perform CRUD operations in it. You can add, you can delete, you can update, or you can just fetch the results. So it's a more powerful tool, and specifically, ये integrate होता है. This gets integrated in your backend side. Okay, and using certain client side libraries, you can make this thing to work. So without a further ado, let's make one folder. Let's go to our development space, and wherever you want to create your project, you can create, but right now I will be creating one over here, one folder which says GraphQL, and inside this I will open the command prompt, use code dot, and here we go. So now, first of all, ये करने के लिए you need that आपके पास में you have Node.js installed. Okay. So first of all, you need this Node.js setup and run and an IDE, and I'm using Visual Studio Code, and you can also use Express. Okay. In this tutorial, we are going to use JS so that we can make a good, and we can make a small server for right now. So let's start. First of all, in the terminal, I will hit new terminal, and where you can see this terminal, I am now going to write npm init y flag so that I don't have to provide any further objects and values. It will set everything automatically. So as soon as I hit this, you can see I have one package.json which have some default settings. Okay, and here in the scripts, let me do dev start, and here we will use nodemon server.js like this. Okay, save this, and now we need one more package, so I'm going to npm install nodemon, hit enter, and this will get nodemon installed to your computer. And you can also check dependencies. We have nodemon. Now we are going to install a couple more things, like we are going to install npm install express space express GraphQL, then separate package for GraphQL, and then I think we need these things for now, and let's see if this works. Perfect. So right now we are done with this. Now let's create the server.js one. Server.js 2. First of all, we need express. So we are going to make one constant, and let me just increase the font size. Good. We need const express is equal to require, and in order to work on this, you must be familiar with uh, ES6 syntax and features. Okay, and now we also need express GraphQL. So I'm going to require this. Then I need the original GraphQL. I need the original GraphQL which comes from GraphQL. I need uh, I need codes for cross origin access. So let's say we have the codes. Then we need a port. In my case, I'm going to use a custom port. Then I need a app which will be constructed using Express. Now I can do app.listen and listen on the port which I provided. A fallback function over here where I can do console.log GraphQL Express server is running. Okay, just to test. And now let's start this. I use npm run dev start to start the server using node mode. And I can see something. Okay, we can use this like this. And now I can use app.use codes just like this. And let's see if this thing works. Module not found. Codes. Let's do one thing. Stop the server. Npm install codes. Let me install the codes package. Okay. And now again start the server. npm run dev start. Yeah. So आपको यहाँ पे output मिल गया है. GraphQL Express server is running. So I can hop to my browser, load this URL localhost. It's 6969 slash, and you can get this. Now, obviously, you're getting this error because we don't have any working URL. So for that, we can use this, and then we accept a function, a callback anonymous function over here, which have the request, which have the response, which have the next parameter, and over here, we can perform the stuff like, let's say, response dot send hello world. Okay. So as soon as I do this, you can see here we received hello world. So our Express app is running. Now, how we can use this GraphQL thing? So for this, we are now going to import few things more. Here, I'm going to import GraphQL. Okay, GraphQL we already have. Now we are going to utilize it. So instead of using this thing, let's comment this for, and now I'm going to use on this, I'm going to call press GraphQL, and also you can check what are the things it contains. Okay. And then in this, we are going to do some configurations. So inside this, you will receive a function which is GraphQL HTTP, and inside this, you need to configure this CLI, which is an inbuilt, you can say, code editor or IDE. So as soon as I hit this, and if I hit this, you see some errors. GraphQL middleware option must contain a schema. Okay, so schema is important. Now, what is a schema? Like, let's say in database, you have some table, you have and to that you are obviously going to give the model how your data looks like. What are its types? What are the object and properties into it? Like, let's say we have a student, and inside that we have student name, student ID, and student everything. In database, we have different tables, different database, and that entire group forms a schema. So let's say we have this schema, and which is also going to be our, let's say, database. Okay, and now I can define what my database looks like. So for defining a database, let's come to here and make one more file, which will be database.js. Okay, and also I think it will be good if I make one folder and put this inside this. So our GraphQL has one database, and now I'm going to configure the database for this. So I will be making const database is equal to, and also now I'm going to utilize one more thing, const, and I'm going to import GraphQL schema, and this is going to be imported from our GraphQL which we imported. And here, because this is a class, we are going to make a new object for this. And inside this schema now, we are going to provide some certain things which requires a query. And this query is the root query type. Now, what is this root query type? So const root query type contains the entire structure what we require. Okay, in order to make our database, which means the root object. It's GraphQL object type. Okay, we are going to import one more thing. And now we are also going to make this class object type like this. And inside this, some certain options we are going to provide. For example, this will be query name. Name can be anything. Okay. Description for this description. Description will be our database root query. Anything you can provide, no matters. And then you need to provide the fields. Like in database, we have fields. Here also you are going to provide those fields. And here you are going to use a return function, because behind the scenes, this function, fields function will be called itself. And then all the fields which you are returning will be provided. Okay. So inside this return, now you need, like we have a table name. Let's say we have table name students, we have table name school, courses, marks, subjects, different things. So we can have a students table where all the list of students are available, and here we need to provide the type, and the type of the students will be GraphQL list. Okay, list of students. Then we have a description description, list of students. Okay, and then we have another tool feature which is resolve. Resolve means what should I return? Okay, for this schema, this category, this table, students, what should I return? Now the data here can be derived from a database, or for now I am going to return a local data. Okay, so here what I'm now going to do, make one more file which says student dummy data.js. Now let's make some dummy data for this. So I'm going to create const students is equals to like this, and let's provide some dummy data. Let's say roll number 1, student name. Let's say we have a Raj, and student class. Let's say he's from 10th standard. Okay, let's make couple more, and here we can give different classes like 11th, 12th, 9th, and 7th standard. Okay, uh, 2, 3, 4, 5, some random students inside the school. So we can give it like Shyam, let's say Suraj, let's say Ram, and Rakesh. Okay, and also let's include the commas at the end of each thing. And in order to export this, I'm going to use module.exports, and I'm going to now export the students so that I can utilize this thing. Okay, so now in order to grab this data, just we need const students is equal to, we are going to require it from the same library students dummy data, and now we supply the data to this to get it returned. Okay, so now this thing is going to return the array of entire students. Now over here you see we have some list, because what are these things? These are the things inbuilt data types. We have like in every programming language we have string, integer, float, boolean, list. In this also we have GraphQL int, GraphQL string, GraphQL float, GraphQL list, GraphQL object. So different things we have in here. So now we are also going to make the type. Like for example, here is our data, and this has, each object has three properties: student roll number, student name, and student class. So here also we are going to make the exact type. So let's say const student type is equal to new, you got it correct, new GraphQL object type. And now here we are again going to provide a name which is student type. Okay, then we have description describing how a student object looks. Okay, then we are going to again send the fields, and the fields is a function which is again going to return the fields which it have. So here we have roll number, the same exact fields, and the roll number's type, we have a type, and the type is GraphQL int. Okay, the type is GraphQL int. You can see, and this thing needs to be imported from above. Then we have student name, and type for this is going to be GraphQL string. Again, this type is also coming from GraphQL library. And then we have student class. And again, the type for this got me right is GraphQL int. And now the student type can be assigned here. So this means one object will look like this, and the entire group of such objects will be a list. Okay, so these two types are connected to each other, and now we just need to export this database. So perfect. Now in our server.js file, what we need to const database is equal to, we require it, we go into our file, we go to the GraphQL and the database. Okay, and now this database is provided here. That's it. And some issues, GraphQL object is not defined. Okay, database GraphQL object. This also, let me check over here. Okay, we don't need this import now. And if I can see over here, it's GraphQL object type. Okay, imported this GraphQL object. Now everything is working fine. And yeah, now we can reload this and everything works. Now here you can see the entire, once everything is cool and everything is working, this is our dummy data. Okay, this is our database and this is the server, just this much. So let me just remove these things and make it a little bit short. Okay, so if you read the docs, you see here query, you see here our database root which we wrote. Okay, which we wrote over here in the database. You can see for the root, our database root query. Here is the query. Here I gave the name query. Perfect. If I click our database root query, inside this we have a student table. So list of students, again the description is printing correct, and this is returning student type, array of student type. Student type I gave like this, and this has roll number int, student name string, class int. Cool. Now how to get the data? How to test the data is coming? First of all, write query. This is going to be fixed every time. Now here you need the name of data which you gave it over here. Let's say I gave the students this key name is required, and inside the students what value you need. Like for example, I need only the roll number. So see, you get only the roll number return. If you need student name also, you can get student name as well. And if you need only student class, you get the entire student class. Okay, this is very exciting. Just using this much thing, you can get the entire data, and without using any modifications, you can check what all data you need and what all data you don't need. Like I need only the student name. I hit enter, I get only the student name. Okay, So this is really so special. Now again, you can have multiple databases. Okay, so for example, here I can make one more thing. I can make let's say subject dummy data.js. Again, make const subjects, and here I can give subject ID 1. Okay, and subject name, let's say SAI science. Couple more, let's say this is maths, this is English, and this is social science. Okay, and the IDs are like this: 2, 4, 3, like this. And now what I can do is module.exports is equal to subjects, like this. Hit save, and now you can utilize this as well. So in my database, now I have this student. Now I can give subjects, and to subjects again I can give a name. Now it's up to you whether you want to give a name or not. That will be a name types, but for this basic introduction, let's keep it simple. You need one type. Now I'm going to again make the type for subject. Subject type is equal to new object, and this is going to be subject type. Description, describing how a subject looks, and then just provide the fields, return those fields types, and we have what we have subject ID and subject name. So subject ID as a type where I can guarantee that it's an int. Then we have a subject name, which is a type of string, I think. Yeah. And now you simply grab the subject, provide it here, add a description, list of subject, and resolve, return. And just now to return this thing, you need const subjects is equal to require, from here subject, and then simply return those subjects from here. Okay, and now if you reload, you see a query, and in query now we have two tables, student table and subject table, and in subjects we have subject ID and subject name. And just to get the subject data now, you can do is the subject name, like this. And inside subjects you have subject name. Hit enter, you get the subject name, and also you can get now subject ID. And if you need one more, you can let students. Both the data you can have student name, student class. Hit enter, and now you see you have both the tables data. So this is really powerful, and this is how you can work with GraphQL. So these were the really extreme basics so that you can understand what the GraphQL is. If you need really extreme and powerful knowledge how to use GraphQL within the projects with React, with Ionic, with React Native, or with Angular, do hit this video a like, give it a like, share this video. If any doubts, mention in the comment section below. And please help me to reach my subscriber target 700. And also, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for such good and knowledgeable videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.